Meet the Mastercase Pro 6, Cooler Master's latest entry into the Mastercase line. I first saw this case at CES this year and was impressed with the subtle changes from last year's flagship Mastercase 5. Adding to the appeal of this case is that it's consistent with Cooler Master's free-form modular system philosophy, and as such can be configured, changed, upgraded, and modded to your heart's content. Let's dive in. So you notice right away that while Cooler Master's angular design cues have carried over from previous generations of the Mastercase chassis, this case looks sleeker. It's a more refined package with smooth lines that make the overall look almost soothing. The front panel is bare save for the company logo, but its symmetrical angle design and matte finish is pleasing to look at without being garish. As with the 5, the front panel tilts forward to expose the 5¼ inch drive bay openings, but this year Cooler Master has a trick up its sleeve. The front panel is magnetically attached to posts that allow the panel to look like it's hovering about a ½ inch away from the front of the case, providing for more airflow to the interior. If you'd rather maintain more of a sleeper look, or find your fans are a little too loud with the panel out, simply push it back in and the magnets hold it securely in place. The acrylic side panel is one of the largest I've seen on any case and comes with a heavily tinted bottom piece to obscure your power supply chamber. Sitting below the Psu chamber and doing their best to protect you from dust bunnies are two rugged feet that give the case about 1.5 inches of ground clearance. The rear of the case features another innovation for this year and something that other companies have tried but to varying degrees of success. The frame of the rear panel is actually a magnetically attached plastic shroud. When it's attached, it helps hide any cable mess coming from the PSU itself or from the rear I/O. When it's attached and the case is viewed from the side, it helps to emphasize the symmetrical nature of Cooler Master's design, as the rear of the case sports the same lines and angles as the front and top. Speaking of the top, you should be starting to sense a theme here with the pop-up nature of the panel along with the magnetic fastening mechanism. Again, when extended, the panel provides additional airflow for the fans mounted directly below it. This is my new favorite way to attach case panels, as removal and reinstallation are a cinch thanks to the 4 mounting posts and corresponding magnets affixed to the plastic. Underneath that top piece is a raised mount for up to 2 120 or 140mm fans. The fan mount is itself detachable with simple thumb screws. If we take a closer look at that top panel, we see a very stealthily hidden front I/O bank featuring 2 USB 3, headphone and microphone jacks, and power and reset switches. The hideaway door magnetically attaches to the case when open, so it doesn't flap around and get in your way. When we start to rip off some panels and peer into the guts of the Mastercase 6, we see some familiar things. First off, even though this case is large, and don't be misled, this case is large, it is still classified as a mid-tower. That means that even though you'll likely have more room than normal when doing your build, EATX motherboards are a no-go. Additionally, I was a little disappointed that this premium case does not come with installed standoffs. There are 2 SSD mounts prominently displayed at the top of the chamber divide, along with 2 grommet openings for cable routing. Again, note the use of thumb screws throughout, which speaks to the customizer-friendly nature of the design. The continuity in this case is pretty amazing, as even though this is a completely modular system with interchangeable parts, including all front and bottom mounted drive trays, nothing looks like an afterthought. The vertical mounting holes allow you to mount cages and things like GPU support brackets at any height that fits your needs. Cooler Master includes 3 140mm fans. These 2 black versions in the front tuck behind the cages, as well as this clear exhaust fan in the rear. When you purchase the Mastercase Pro 6, you have the option of getting this in red or blue LED varieties. There are 2 included dust filters, one at the front of the case and this one for your power supply. They have a sturdy honeycomb support grid and fairly fine mesh. As we swing around to the back of the case, we find more simple and aesthetically pleasing design choices. However, here I have a couple of minor gripes, and they have nothing to do with the lack of drive sleds. In fact, I like this decision as it leads to much fewer cable management headaches. This cable channel is a welcome feature, but the issue I have with it is that it's pretty darn small. Cramming I/O cables, a 24-pin cable, and potentially PCIe cables in here just isn't going to happen. It's still useful, but would have been great if it had just been a bit wider. My mixed feelings about the cable management situation continue to the motherboard tray, where we unfortunately find almost a complete lack of cable tie-down points. There are a grand total of 5, but they aren't particularly well placed, and this is likely just not enough. This again is a strange but not deal-breaking choice by Cooler Master. Cable management depth, however, is great, as an inch should be plenty. When we populate the case with a full-size ATX motherboard and GPU, we get an idea of just how much room there actually is in here. Notice the amount of room available above the motherboard for mounting fans or up to a 240mm radiator. Similarly, with the front drive cages removed, fitting a fat 360 in here will be no problem no matter how long your GPU is. The separated Psu chamber is a welcome sight, and a bit different than completely enclosing this area with a shroud. While the Mastercase Pro 6 includes plenty of drive trays, they are made of pretty flimsy plastic. This shouldn't affect performance in any way, but does take away from the premium industrial feel of the construction. The Mastercase Pro 6 will be available in either blue LED or red LED varieties starting on March 28th. Included in the package is a matching LED strip that you can hide under the front panel and use as a front firing underglow for some desk accent lighting. Maybe the best part? They will also be fully compatible with all existing Mastercase Pro 5 accessories already available in the Cooler Master Freeform accessory store, including the tempered glass side panel. If you enjoyed this video, please toss me a like down below and get subscribed to the channel by clicking on my face. Thanks for watching, guys.